Hey everyone, Sheila here from Life with Pets. So today I'm going to do an update on the goldfish and also the slime. So I'm going to start with the slime, and as you can see there is a huge improvement. We do still have just a little bit of it, but on the whole it's all completely gone. Most of the plants did come out of the pots, but they're growing really nicely. This type of plant doesn't actually need to be in substrate. It can actually grow floating in the top of the tank or just generally around your tank. We did also add in some dragonstone, and whilst this is not suitable for most bettas, if you've got a betta with really long flowing fins, then this wouldn't be suitable at all because it is quite a what I would class as a sharp decoration. So this is not good for general betta fish, but as Minnie does not have the long flowing fins, then I do see them just as regular fish, in which case I do think that she is going to be fine in this tank with that decoration. So I did add it in because I just thought with the slime having built up on the wood, sometimes it can happen on decorations as well. So I thought if we get it soaking, because we do plan on using it when we set up the shrimp tank, which really is coming soon. We've just had a lot going on, and so I am hoping that we're going to get to it very soon. In the tank next to Minnie's tank, we have the snail tank with the shrimp in. We have moved most of the shrimp out of here now, and they've gone in the tank next to this and also into the 20-gallon. Because this tank has so many ram's horn snails in, then I have to do a lot of water changes on it to keep the parameters good, and for shrimp that can get really difficult. So they're just so difficult to catch that I haven't been able to get them all out yet. So every time I do a water change, I get the net, and I'm able to get maybe one or two. So I think there's about 5 left in there now. So I'm hoping the next time I do a water change, then I'll be able to get them out. We did add some assassin snails in here, and I just find them so comical because the ram's horn snails are not at all frightened of them, and neither of the shrimp. And the ram's horn will actually ride on their back and clean them. They'll walk all over them, and I just find it really funny because at the end of the day, assassin snails eat snails, but the ram's horn snails are just not frightened of them at all. So it does seem to be a good mix in here. We are hoping to breed the assassin snails eventually, but right now we do only have 2 of them. The guppy grass in this tank had grown so quickly that we had to cut a lot of it out, and the tank is now considerably a lot thinner. Believe it or not, that is a lot less guppy grass than we did have. So I do think that it does look a lot better. In the tank next to them, we still just have the red cherry shrimp and also I think it's one horned nerite that's in there right now. They're doing really well. We've got no issues with this tank. They spend a lot of time on the filter just cleaning it. They are such an amazing red colour. They just seem to get darker and darker by the week, which I am really pleased about because I am hoping over time that they will breed. So onto the goldfish tank. When I was sat watching them today, I got to sort of thinking about obviously all the different backgrounds of the fish that we've got. And for Pip in particular, who is the mom of the babies, I was just sort of really taking a good look at her, and I was thinking about how tiny she was when we got her, and I was told that she was 6 months old. She didn't come from a very good place, and we took her in, and I have to say that looking back at a photograph of her, if you actually take a really close look and see just how big her eyes are, you can see that she really didn't get off to a very good start. And I was looking at the size of her in comparison to obviously our baby goldfish now, and at 6 months old she was as big as ours were at 4 weeks old. And it just made me really think about just what a difference water quality, doing lots of water changes, really good food, and obviously space makes, because she obviously has some level of stunting. And I just think that that's just so sad that fish are in that environment, and very often even if fish are in a tank that isn't the right size or doesn't have the room that they really need, sometimes it can be offset in some ways by doing a lot more water changes, and that can really help. So it just got me thinking, you know, I was looking at like little Bree's eyes and that they're proportionate to the body, and she is actually bigger than her mom now, and she's 4 months old, and the eyes are all a good proportion, whereas her mom still has very big eyes in comparison to the body. And that, like I say, is because she didn't get off to a good start, and so there is some level of stunting there. And when I talk about stunting, there's a lot of different views on it, and a lot of different sort of people have a lot of different ways of describing what actually happens. But from everything I've read and all the research I've done, it basically just means that their organs will keep growing even though their body can physically grow no more because of lack of space or the water quality. It doesn't stop their organs and their fins and eyes and things like that still growing. And so all it basically does, whilst it may seem like the fish is happy and the fish is doing really well, what it actually is doing is shortening their lifespan. That is the bottom line. By having a fish in inappropriate conditions, then that is what can happen. So right now, obviously in our goldfish tank, we have one fish, or actually two fish too many in the tank, but there is a lot of space, there's a lot of swimming room, and to counteract that, we are doing a lot of water changes and large water changes on this tank as well. And the fish are still growing like crazy, especially the babies. Bree is already now, within a week from when we did the update last week to this week, she is actually now bigger than her mom. So I just find that absolutely amazing how fast they are growing. But we are having to do a lot more water changes because the tank is in theory overstocked. It is a 55-gallon tank, and we do plan on upgrading them, but until that does happen, well then obviously we've got to put more work in to make sure that they stay okay, parameters are okay, and we do feed them a big variety of food, so obviously that all really helps as well. Anyway, that's just my take on what I was thinking when I was sat here today looking at the tank, and I was just thinking about, you know, all the fish that are out there. Every one of them has a story, they all have a background of where they came from, whether good or bad, but you can always turn that around. I mean, for us with Pip, you know, she came to us so tiny, and she's never going to reach a full potential. However, she has grown immensely since we've had her, and she's healthy, she's very active. She does have all these like red blotches all over her, and she's had them now for almost about 8 to 10 months. I've treated several times for different things, thinking, well, maybe it's this or maybe it's that, but it's never changed them. It's never affected her in any way. So I'm just assuming that they're just part of her, maybe part of her colour pigmentation. I'm not really sure. I did do some research, but I haven't really been able to find anything. If any of you have got any experience with goldfish and you've got any ideas what it might be, then just leave it in the comments box below. I have done so much researching and sort of trawling the internet to see if I can find out what it is, but I haven't been able to. So that's why I've come to the conclusion that maybe it is colour pigmentation, because she's had it for so long and it's not affected her in any way. Anyway, this was supposed to be a really quick update video, and I've ended up rambling on and on. So I'm going to finish it here. For those of you that don't know, we do have a website. It has a lot of information on it, but we also have a store on it. If you want to support this channel, then go ahead and take a look at it. We do sell our beta fish tank dividers on there, and they are a huge seller, but we also sell other things. We do decorations and plant care and also sponge filters as well, so go on over and take a look at that. When we did the snails in our last video, many of you were asking if you could buy the ram's horn snails from us. We are going to be putting some of them up for sale on our website in the next few days, so if you're wanting them, then just keep an eye on that, and that way you won't miss them, because we will only have a very limited amount. Okay, so after rambling on a load more, I really am going to end it here. Thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed to this channel and would like to see more videos like this, then please do so. If you haven't hit that notification bell and you want to know when we upload a video, then if you go ahead and press that, then it will notify you that a video has been uploaded. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Thank you for all your support, and we'll see you next time.